Iran's hardline Kayhan newspaper is warning the new Mecca Defence Pact, do not target the axis of resistance. It says any action against Iran-aligned armed groups would bring a decisive response from Tehran. A newspaper overseen by an appointee of Iran's supreme leader is sending a direct message to the Mecca alliance. Strike Iran's allies, and expect a response, not merely diplomatic protests. Iranian hardliners are warning the Saudi-Pakistan-Turkey pact against targeting Yemen's Houthis. Kayhan says any use of the alliance against the Iran-aligned group could turn into a battlefield confrontation. The Mecca Defence Pact is facing a stark Iranian warning. Any strike on Tehran's allies will bring a response not in diplomatic statements, but on the battlefield. Are Iran-aligned groups now off limits? Kayhan has issued a huge warning over the Mecca Pact, insisting that the alliance must not become a vehicle for targeting the Houthis or other Iranian interests. Tehran's hardline voice is warning regional states not to anchor their security to alliances where the United States remains the principal actor. Iran argues that foreign military powers bring in security, not protection. Iran is signaling firm political backing for the Houthis as their conflict with Saudi-backed forces escalates. The Houthis say they struck military targets and weapons depots in Mokha, while officials on the other side report civilian and military casualties. On August 10th, Iran's hardline Kayhan newspaper warned against any attacks on the axis of resistance, Tehran's network of allied armed groups across the region. The warning appeared aimed at the new Mecca alliance of Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Pakistan, whose joint defense agreement treats an armed attack on one member as an attack on all three. Iranian hardliners warned that any attack on Tehran's proxy groups would draw what they call a decisive response. Kayhan newspaper said, and I quote, "Any move against the axis of resistance will face a decisive response. Any use of the agreement to target Yemen's Iran-aligned Houthis or other interests of Iran and its allies will produce a response not in diplomatic statements, but on the battlefield." Unquote. Kayhan urged regional nations not to tie their security to alliances in which the US is the principal actor, arguing that decades of dependence on Washington have failed to guarantee security. The Houthis have resumed missile and drone attacks on Yemen's Red Sea port city of Mokha, according to the Associated Press. The group struck the government-held Red Sea port on August 9th, killing at least 7 people, according to the Associated Press. Yemeni officials said missiles and drones severely damaged port buildings, piers, and supplies during the latest attack. Yemen's military also said the Houthis attacked the port using an explosive-laden unmanned boat. Missile strikes were reported across several areas of the city, including near the premises of a local television channel. Mokha has become a key government-held port for shipping that seeks to avoid the Houthi-controlled port of Hodeidah. The latest escalation has raised fresh fears that Yemen could slide back into a full-scale civil war after the relative calm that followed the 2022 truce. Yemen's Houthis have been accused of targeting a gas facility in Saudi Arabia's Al Jubail, amid reports of a possible incident at one of the kingdom's major energy hubs. Israeli broadcaster Channel 14 reported that the Houthis had struck a Saudi Aramco gas plant. The claim emerged after reports of a loud explosion was heard in the Jubail region, prompting speculation about a possible incident involving the area's critical energy infrastructure. According to Iranian media, gas facilities in Jubail Industrial City had been targeted and subsequently caught fire, though details surrounding the reported incident remain unclear. However, there has been no independent confirmation that Yemen's Houthis were responsible for the reported incident, and the circumstances surrounding the alleged attack remain unverified. Jubail Industrial City is one of Saudi Arabia's largest industrial and energy hubs, playing a major role in the kingdom's extensive petrochemical and energy sectors. The eastern coastal city hosts major petrochemical, refining and gas-related infrastructure, making it a strategically important center for Saudi Arabia's industrial and energy operations. Meanwhile, a separate fire was reported at a Saudi Aramco facility in the kingdom's Jazan region, marking another incident involving Saudi energy infrastructure. Saudi Arabia's energy ministry said the fire at the facility was extinguished early on August 9th, with authorities bringing the reported blaze under control in the early hours. Saudi Arabia's energy ministry statement read, and I quote, "Industrial security firefighting teams affiliated with Saudi Aramco extinguished a fire that broke out at dawn today, Sunday, corresponding to 26/2/14:48 AH, in one of the facilities belonging to the Saudi Aramco refinery in Jazan, with no injuries. The competent authorities are completing the necessary procedures to deal with the incident." Unquote. Saudi Arabia's energy ministry did not provide further details on what caused the fire at the facility in the Jazan region, leaving the circumstances surrounding the incident unclear. However, Yemen's Houthis have claimed responsibility for the attack on a Saudi Aramco facility in the Jazan region, adding another layer to the reports of incidents involving Saudi energy infrastructure. Yemeni Armed Forces spokesman Yahya Saree said that a drone was used to target the oil facility. Saree said the operation was carried out in response to what the Houthis described as Saudi drone incursions into Yemeni airspace over the provinces of Sada and Hajj. There is also no confirmation that the Jazan fire was connected in any way to the reported incident in Jubail, with authorities yet to establish any link between the two events. However, the timing of the incidents has raised fresh questions over the security of Saudi Arabia's critical energy infrastructure, particularly amid heightened regional tensions. Saudi Arabia is reportedly expecting imminent attacks from both its northern and southern borders, according to a Reuters report citing regional security assessments. Intelligence shared by Saudi Arabia, the United States and other Gulf nations has reportedly warned of possible coordinated attacks against the kingdom in the near future. The reported attacks could be carried out by Yemen's Houthis and Iraqi militias believed to be backed by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, according to officials. A Saudi official said potential targets could include civilian infrastructure such as energy facilities, commercial ports and major airports across the kingdom. Riyadh's decade-long conflict with the Houthis has increasingly become intertwined with the broader regional confrontation involving Iran and its allied groups. Houthi operations in the Red Sea have already disrupted shipping and affected Saudi oil export routes, adding to growing regional security concerns. Despite the security threats, a Saudi official said Riyadh continues to support de-escalation efforts and remains committed to pursuing a negotiated settlement with Iran. The official also said ongoing mediation efforts between Riyadh and Tehran appear to be moving in the right direction despite persistent regional tensions. Saudi Arabia believes the planned attacks could be intended to derail the diplomatic process and undermine efforts to reduce tensions across the region.
Upgrade your news experience with the all-new HT app. Download now.